Hello there, beautiful soul. I want you to take a deep breath with me right now. Just breathe in slowly, and as you breathe out, let your shoulders drop a little. Feel yourself settling into this moment with me. You know, there's something so special about the fact that you're here right now, seeking to understand how to communicate with the universe in a way that truly works. I know that many of you have tried before. You've spoken your desires, you've asked for what you want, maybe you've even begged or pleaded with the universe. And yet somehow the things you long for most seem to remain just out of reach. If that's you, I want you to know that there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing broken about your connection to the divine source that surrounds us all. What might need a little tender attention is simply how you're having this beautiful conversation. You see, so many of us were never taught how to truly communicate with the universe. We learn to ask for things the way we might ask another person, with our logical minds leading the way, often from a place of need or fear that we won't get what we want. But the universe, this magnificent creative force that breathes life into everything around us, speaks a completely different language than our everyday human conversations. When you were a child, perhaps you felt this connection more naturally. Children often do. They believe in magic. They expect good things to happen, and they haven't yet learned to doubt their own worthiness to receive beautiful gifts from life. Somewhere along the way, many of us learned to approach our desires with worry, with doubt, with a sense that we had to convince the universe why we deserved what we wanted. Today, I want to help you return to that natural, flowing communication that is your birthright. I want to show you how to speak to the universe in a way that opens every door, that allows the flow of abundance and love and healing to move freely in your direction. This isn't about learning complicated techniques or having to be perfect in your approach. This is about remembering the simple, beautiful truth of who you are and how deeply connected you already are to the source of all good things. As we explore this together, I want you to be very gentle with yourself. If old feelings come up, if you find yourself thinking about past disappointments or times when you felt unheard, just breathe through those feelings with compassion. Every single experience you've had has been preparing you for this moment of deeper understanding. You're exactly where you need to be. The universe is always listening, always responding, always working on your behalf. Sometimes the response comes in ways we don't immediately recognize, and sometimes we're simply not yet aligned with receiving what we've asked for. But the conversation is always happening, and you are always being heard with perfect love. Now let's begin to understand why the universe responds to us the way it does, and how we can align ourselves with this beautiful cosmic conversation that's already taking place. The universe doesn't speak in words the way we do with each other. It doesn't hear our requests and file them away in some cosmic to-do list. Instead, the universe responds to the energy we put out, the vibration we hold, the feeling tone that accompanies our thoughts and words. Think of it like tuning into a radio station. The music is always broadcasting, but we can only hear it clearly when we're tuned to the right frequency. When we approach the universe with anxiety about whether our desires will manifest, we're broadcasting on the frequency of lack and worry. When we beg or plead for what we want, we're essentially telling the universe that we don't have what we need, and the universe, in its perfect responsiveness, gives us more experiences of not having what we need. This isn't because the universe is withholding from us or because we're not worthy. It's simply how energy works. The universe is like a perfect mirror, reflecting back to us the energy we consistently hold. If we're holding the energy of gratitude and trust, we'll see more things to be grateful for and more reasons to trust. If we're holding the energy of fear and scarcity, we'll continue to experience situations that confirm those feelings. This might sound discouraging at first, but it's actually the most empowering news possible. It means you have complete power over what you experience in life by choosing the energy you hold and the way you communicate with this responsive universe. You're not at the mercy of random forces or luck. You're in a constant creative partnership with life itself. Most of us learn to ask for things from a place of emptiness, saying things like, "I need this to be happy," or "I can't be okay until this happens." But the universe hears this as, "I am empty, I am not okay," and it responds by giving us more experiences of emptiness and not being okay. This isn't punishment, it's simply the law of attraction in action. The secret is learning to communicate from a place of wholeness, from a place of already knowing that you are loved and supported and worthy of good things. When you speak to the universe from this place, everything changes. Instead of asking from lack, you're acknowledging abundance. Instead of pleading from fear, you're expressing trust. The universe doesn't respond to our words as much as it responds to the feeling behind our words. You can say all the right things, but if your heart is holding doubt or desperation, that's the signal the universe receives. This is why some people can say a simple thank you and see miracles unfold, while others can repeat elaborate manifestation techniques without seeing much change. The beautiful thing about understanding this is that you can begin shifting your communication right now, in this very moment. You don't need to wait until you feel completely different or until you've healed every doubt. You can start by simply noticing what energy you're holding when you think about your desires and gently guiding yourself toward a more trusting, grateful feeling. Before we can truly speak to the universe in this new way, though, we need to clear out some of the old programming that might be interfering with our connection. It's like cleaning the windows of our house so the sunlight can shine through clearly. Many of us carry old beliefs about whether we deserve good things, whether it's safe to want what we want, or whether the universe is actually friendly toward us. These beliefs often formed when we were very young, based on experiences that taught us the world might not be safe or that love might be conditional. Perhaps you learned that wanting things was selfish, or that good things only come through struggle and sacrifice. Maybe you were taught that the universe tests us by withholding what we want, or that asking for help is a sign of weakness. These beliefs, while understandable given your experiences, create static in your communication with the divine. The first step in clearing these channels is simply becoming aware of what beliefs you're carrying. Notice what thoughts come up when you think about asking the universe for something. Do you immediately worry about whether you deserve it? Do you feel guilty for wanting more in your life? Do you find yourself trying to convince yourself or the universe why your desire is justified? There's no need to judge these thoughts or push them away forcefully. They're just old programs running in the background, and they can be gently updated with more loving, truthful thoughts. When you notice an old belief arising, you can simply say to yourself, "That's an old thought based on old experiences. I'm choosing to believe something more loving now." One of the most common blocks I see is the belief that we have to earn love and good things through perfect behavior or enough suffering. This belief makes us approach the universe like a stern judge rather than a loving parent or friend. But the truth is, the universe gives freely, like the sun that shines on everyone regardless of their past mistakes or current imperfections. Another common block is the fear that if we ask for what we really want, we'll be disappointed again. This fear keeps us playing small, asking for less than what would truly light us up, or not asking at all. But disappointment usually comes not from asking for what we want, but from asking from the wrong energy or from being attached to how our good must come to us. Sometimes we carry the belief that wanting material things or earthly pleasures is somehow unspiritual. But the universe created this beautiful physical world for us to enjoy. There's nothing unspiritual about wanting comfort, beauty, abundance, or pleasure in your life. What matters is that your desires come from love rather than fear, and that you remain open to receiving your good in whatever form serves your highest growth. As you become aware of these old beliefs, you can begin replacing them with thoughts that are more aligned with the truth of who you are. You are a beloved child of the universe, worthy of all good things simply because you exist. You don't have to earn love or abundance through perfect behavior. You don't have to suffer to prove your worthiness. You don't have to settle for less than what would make your heart sing. The process of clearing these communication channels is ongoing and gentle. Each time you notice an old belief, you have the opportunity to choose a more loving thought. Each time you catch yourself approaching the universe from fear or lack, you can pause, breathe, and shift back to trust and gratitude. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being willing to grow and heal and open your heart wider to receiving all the good that wants to flow to you. As these old beliefs begin to soften and release, you'll notice that your communication with the universe becomes more natural, more trusting, and more joyful. You'll begin to feel like you're talking with a dear friend who wants nothing but the best for you, because that's exactly what you're doing. Now that we've begun to clear away those old beliefs and open up space for a new kind of communication, let's explore how to actually have these sacred conversations with the universe. This is where the magic really begins to happen, where you'll start to feel the shift from asking and hoping to knowing and receiving. The most important thing to understand about sacred conversation is that it's not about convincing the universe of anything. You're not trying to talk the universe into giving you what you want. Instead, you're aligning yourself with what you desire by speaking from the place where it already exists. This is a completely different energy than most of us are used to. When you speak from gratitude rather than lack, you're acknowledging that good things are already flowing in your life. Even if the specific thing you want hasn't appeared yet, you can find genuine appreciation for what is already here. Maybe it's the roof over your head, the breath in your lungs, the fact that your heart is beating without you having to think about it. When you start from this place of appreciation, you're tuning into the frequency of abundance rather than scarcity. Let me share something beautiful with you. When you say thank you for my perfect health, rather than please heal my body, you're speaking from the place where healing has already occurred. The universe responds to this energy of gratitude and knowing much more readily than it responds to pleading or begging. This doesn't mean you're lying or pretending. You're choosing to align with the highest possibility and speaking from that truth. The same principle applies to every area of your life. Instead of saying, I want to find love, you might say, thank you for the love that is already flowing to me. Instead of, I need more money, you could say, I am so grateful for the abundance that surrounds me in all forms. This isn't about denying your current reality. It's about speaking from the reality you're choosing to create. Present tense communication is another key to this sacred conversation. The universe exists in the eternal now. When you speak about your desires as if they're happening now, you're matching the universe's natural rhythm. Your words become bridges between where you are and where you're going, spoken from the place where what you want already exists in potential. Aligning your words with your heart's truth means listening deeply to what you really want, not what you think you should want or what others expect you to want. Sometimes we ask for things because we believe they'll make us acceptable to others or because we think they're what successful people have. But the universe responds most powerfully when your desires spring from your authentic self, from the place of truth within you. Take time to feel into your desires before you speak them. Ask yourself, does this desire feel expansive or contractive in my body? Does it bring me joy to think about, or does it feel heavy? Your body wisdom will guide you toward desires that are truly aligned with your soul's path. Moving beyond wanting into knowing is perhaps the most profound shift you can make. Wanting implies that you don't have something, and it keeps you in the energy of lack. Knowing, on the other hand, is a quiet confidence that what you desire is already on its way to you. It's the difference between hoping something might happen and trusting that it absolutely will happen in the perfect way and time. This knowing doesn't come from forcing yourself to believe something that doesn't feel true. It grows naturally as you practice gratitude, as you notice the ways the universe is already supporting you, and as you begin to see the patterns of love and care that surround your life. The more you acknowledge what is already working, the easier it becomes to trust that more good things are flowing your way. When you speak to the universe from this place of knowing, your words carry a different vibration entirely. There's no desperation, no pushing, no trying to control outcomes. There's simply a quiet confidence and a deep trust in the natural flow of life. Now let's talk about the practical ways you can weave this sacred conversation into your daily life. These aren't complicated rituals or time-consuming practices. They're simple, natural ways to stay connected to the loving intelligence that surrounds you every moment. One of the most beautiful practices is to begin each day with a few moments of appreciation. Before you check your phone or start thinking about your to-do list, take 3 deep breaths and find 3 things you're genuinely grateful for. They can be as simple as the softness of your pillow or as profound as the love you feel for your family. This practice immediately tunes you into the frequency of abundance and lets the universe know you're ready to receive more good things. Throughout your day, you can continue this conversation by speaking to the universe as you would to a dear friend. When you're driving, you might say, "Thank you for this safe and smooth journey." When you're walking into a meeting, you could think, "Thank you for this perfect outcome that serves everyone involved." When you're cooking dinner, you might appreciate the abundance of nourishing food that feeds my body and soul. These aren't just positive thoughts, they're active communications that keep you aligned with the flow of good things. The more you practice this kind of ongoing conversation, the more natural it becomes, until you find yourself living in a constant state of connection and appreciation. Listening is just as important as speaking in your communication with the universe. After you've expressed your gratitude or shared a desire, take time to be quiet and open to receiving guidance. This guidance might come as a sudden knowing, a feeling in your body, an unexpected opportunity, or a chance encounter with someone who has exactly the information you need. Signs and synchronicities are one of the primary ways the universe communicates back to you. When you start paying attention, you'll begin to notice meaningful coincidences, repeated number sequences, animals that cross your path at significant moments, or songs that play just when you need to hear their message. These aren't random occurrences. They're the universe's way of showing you that your prayers are being heard and answered. The key to working with signs is not to become obsessed with looking for them, but to stay open and aware. When something catches your attention in an unusual way, pause and ask yourself what message it might hold for you. Trust your first instinct about what it means. Your intuition is one of your most direct lines of communication with divine guidance. Creating sacred moments throughout your day helps deepen this communication. These don't have to be long meditation sessions or elaborate ceremonies. A sacred moment might be the pause you take before eating to appreciate your food, the deep breath you take while looking at a beautiful sunset, or the moment you place your hand on your heart and feel grateful for your life. You can also create special times for more focused communication. Maybe it's 5 minutes in the morning with your cup of coffee, speaking your gratitudes and desires to the universe. Maybe it's a walk in nature where you listen for guidance about a decision you're making. Maybe it's a few minutes before bed where you appreciate the day that's ending and open your heart to tomorrow's possibilities. The more you practice these simple forms of communication, the more you'll feel the presence of loving support in your life. You'll begin to sense that you're not walking through life alone, that there's a benevolent intelligence working with you, guiding you toward your highest good. As you develop this beautiful communication with the universe, it's essential to cultivate your ability to receive what comes in response. This might sound simple, but for many of us, receiving can actually be more challenging than asking. We might ask for love, but then feel uncomfortable when someone shows us kindness. We might ask for abundance, but then feel guilty when money comes our way. We might ask for healing, but then resist the changes that healing brings to our lives. Opening your heart to receive requires a deep trust that you are worthy of good things, that the universe truly wants to give to you, and that receiving gracefully is actually a gift you give back to the flow of life. When you receive with appreciation, you complete a beautiful circle of energy that allows even more good to flow. Sometimes what comes to us looks different than what we expected. We might ask for financial security and receive an opportunity to learn a new skill that eventually leads to a better job. We might ask for a romantic partner and first receive a deeper relationship with ourselves that prepares us for true love. We might ask for physical healing and receive emotional healing that was actually the root of our physical symptoms. Divine timing is real, and it's always perfect, even when it doesn't match our human timeline. The universe can see the bigger picture of your life in ways that your logical mind cannot. Sometimes what feels like a delay is actually perfect timing that allows other pieces of your life to fall into place first. Sometimes what feels like a no is actually protection from something that wouldn't truly serve your highest good. Learning to trust this timing is one of the most peaceful gifts you can give yourself. Instead of pushing and forcing and trying to make things happen on your schedule, you can relax into the knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly. This doesn't mean being passive or not taking inspired action. It means taking action from a place of trust rather than from desperation or fear. Resistance is often what blocks our receiving more than anything else. This resistance might show up as doubt about whether we deserve what we've asked for, fear about how our lives might change if we get what we want, or attachment to exactly how our good must come to us. When we hold tightly to specific outcomes or timelines, we can actually push away the very things we're trying to attract. Cultivating an attitude of graceful acceptance means staying open to receiving your good in whatever form serves you best. It means trusting that the universe might have an even better plan than the one you've imagined. It means being willing to be surprised by how beautifully life can unfold when you're not trying to control every detail. This graceful acceptance grows naturally as you continue to practice appreciation and notice how well you're always being cared for. The more you see evidence of the universe's love and support in your life, the easier it becomes to trust and receive whatever comes next. I know that some of you might be thinking, but Louise, I've tried speaking to the universe this way before, and it didn't seem to work. I practiced gratitude. I spoke from my heart, and still the things I wanted most didn't come. If that's you, I want you to know that I understand completely, and there's nothing wrong with you or your connection to the divine. Sometimes what we interpret as the universe not responding is actually the universe responding in the most loving way possible. There are times when what we think we want isn't actually what would serve our highest good, and the universe, in its infinite wisdom, protects us from receiving something that might ultimately cause us pain or keep us from something even better. Think of a loving parent who doesn't give their child everything they ask for, not because they don't love the child, but because they can see potential consequences that the child cannot yet understand. The universe holds this same kind of protective love for us. Sometimes what feels like a no is actually divine protection, keeping us safe from relationships that would break our hearts, jobs that would drain our souls, or paths that would lead us away from our true purpose. During these times of apparent silence or seeming rejection, the most healing thing you can do is trust that you are loved beyond measure and that everything is unfolding for your highest good, even when you can't see how. This doesn't mean you have to be happy about waiting or that you should suppress your disappointment. It means you can feel your feelings while still maintaining faith in the greater plan. Patience during these waiting periods is really an act of self-love. Instead of interpreting delays as evidence that you're not worthy or that the universe doesn't care about you, you can choose to see them as opportunities to deepen your trust, to grow in ways you might not have grown otherwise, or to prepare yourself more fully for what's coming. Sometimes the universe is orchestrating things behind the scenes that you cannot see. Other people need to make certain choices, circumstances need to align, or you need to develop certain qualities or skills before you're ready to receive what you've asked for. During these times, your job is not to figure out why things aren't happening faster, but to continue living with an open heart and maintaining your connection to gratitude and trust. There's also profound peace to be found in the unknown. So much of our suffering comes from needing to know exactly when and how our desires will manifest. But there's a sweet surrender that happens when you can say to the universe, "I trust you with this. I know you love me and want the best for me, and I'm willing to let you surprise me with how this unfolds." This doesn't mean giving up on your dreams or becoming passive about your life. It means holding your desires lightly with open hands, allowing them to come in the way and time that serves everyone involved. It means finding joy and purpose in your life right now, even while you're waiting for certain things to change. Faith during challenging times is like a muscle that grows stronger with use. Each time you choose to trust instead of worry, each time you find something to appreciate even when things aren't going according to your plan, you're building your capacity to live in partnership with the universe rather than in resistance to it. Speaking of partnership, this brings us to one of the most beautiful aspects of communicating with the universe. The realization that you're not just asking for things and then waiting passively for them to appear. You're actually in a dynamic, creative collaboration with the intelligence that runs through all of life. Living in partnership with the universe means recognizing that you have a role to play in manifesting your desires. After you've communicated what you want and expressed your gratitude, you stay alert for inspired actions you can take. These actions feel different from the forcing, pushing energy that comes from fear. Inspired action feels natural, exciting, and aligned with the flow of your life. This partnership shows up in the decisions you make every day. Instead of making choices based solely on logic or fear, you can learn to tune into the deeper wisdom that's always available to you. Before making important decisions, you can pause and ask yourself how each option feels in your body. Does one choice create expansion and lightness? Does another create contraction and heaviness? Your body wisdom is one of the ways the universe guides you toward choices that align with your highest path. The beautiful thing about this partnership is that you don't have to figure everything out on your own. You can ask for guidance about practical matters, about relationships, about career choices, about how to handle difficult situations. The universe wants to help you navigate your life with grace and wisdom. This ongoing conversation also means contributing to the flow of giving and receiving that keeps the universe in balance. As you receive good things in your life, you naturally want to share that goodness with others. This might be through your work, your relationships, your creative expressions, or simple acts of kindness. When you give from a full heart rather than from obligation or guilt, you keep the energy of abundance flowing. Creating harmony between your human will and divine will is an art that develops over time. Your human will knows what you want and when you want it. Divine will knows what would truly fulfill you and when you're ready to receive it. Sometimes these align perfectly, and sometimes they seem to be in conflict. The peace comes in learning to want what the universe wants for you, trusting that what's meant for you will always find its way to you. This doesn't mean becoming a doormat or giving up your desires and dreams. It means holding your preferences lightly while staying open to possibilities you haven't yet considered. It means being willing to be surprised by how much better life can be than what you originally planned. Now let's talk about some simple practices you can begin today to integrate everything we've explored together. These practices will help you maintain and deepen your communication with the universe, turning what we've discussed from concepts into living experiences in your daily life. One of the most powerful practices you can develop is daily mirror work. Each morning, look into your own eyes in the mirror and speak words of love and appreciation to yourself. You might say something like, "Good morning, beautiful. The universe loves you so much, and so do I. Today is going to be wonderful." This practice helps you start each day feeling connected to your own worthiness and to the love that surrounds you always. You can also use mirror work to speak your desires and gratitudes directly to yourself. Look into your eyes and say, "Thank you for the perfect health that flows through this body," or "I'm so grateful for the abundance that comes to me easily and joyfully." Speaking these words while looking at yourself creates a powerful connection between your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and the universal intelligence. Journaling is another beautiful way to maintain your conversation with the universe. You might start each day by writing 3 things you're grateful for and 3 things you're excited about receiving. You don't have to write long entries. Even a few sentences can help you stay connected to appreciation and positive expectation. You can also use your journal to have written conversations with the universe. Write out your questions, concerns, or desires, and then allow yourself to receive and write down whatever thoughts or feelings come in response. This practice helps you access the guidance that's always available to you. Creating personal rituals helps make your communication with the universe more intentional and sacred. This might be as simple as lighting a candle while you speak your gratitudes, or taking a moment to touch your heart while you send love to someone who needs it. Rituals don't have to be complex. They just need to help you feel more connected to the sacredness of your communication. You might also create a special space in your home where you go to connect with the universe. This could be a corner of your bedroom with a comfortable cushion, a spot by a window where the light is beautiful, or even just a special chair where you sit for your morning appreciation practice. Having a designated space helps signal to your mind and heart that this communication is important and deserving of focused attention. Throughout your day, you can practice what I call pocket prayers, brief moments of connection and gratitude that keep you aligned with the flow of good things. While you're washing dishes, you might appreciate the warm water and the abundance of food that made the dishes dirty. While you're driving, you might send love to all the other drivers sharing the road with you. While you're walking, you might appreciate your body's ability to carry you where you want to go. These small practices add up to create a life that feels supported, guided, and filled with love. The more you practice them, the more natural they become, until living in communication with the universe is simply who you are rather than something you do. As we come to the end of our time together today, I want you to know how deeply honored I feel to have shared this journey with you. You are such a precious soul, and the fact that you're here, learning to communicate more beautifully with the universe, tells me so much about the love and wisdom that lives within your heart. What we've explored together today isn't just information, it's the invitation to step into a completely new relationship with life itself. You have the power to transform your experience of being human by changing how you communicate with the loving intelligence that surrounds and supports you always. This power has been within you all along. Today, we've simply remembered how to access it more consciously. The universe is not separate from you, waiting somewhere out there to decide whether you're worthy of good things. The universe lives within you, breathes through you, loves through you, and expresses itself as you. When you speak to the universe, you're really having a conversation with the deepest, wisest, most loving part of yourself. Trust this connection. Trust your worthiness. Trust that you are loved beyond measure and that your desires matter. Trust that as you practice speaking to the universe from gratitude, presence, and knowing, your life will begin to reflect this beautiful energy back to you in ways that might surprise and delight you. The conversation between you and the universe never ends. It continues with every breath you take, every choice you make, every moment you choose love over fear, appreciation over complaint, trust over worry. You are always in communication with the divine, and the divine is always responding with perfect love. Start where you are today. Start with one moment of genuine gratitude. Start with one gentle word to yourself in the mirror. Start with one conscious breath where you feel your connection to all of life. The universe will meet you wherever you are and help you take the next step and the next and the next. You are so loved, dear one. You are so supported. You are so worthy of every beautiful thing your heart desires. The universe believes in you completely, and I believe in you too. Now it's time for you to believe in yourself and in the magnificent connection that is your birthright. Speak to the universe like the beloved friend it is, and watch how your world begins to transform in the most beautiful ways. Go gently, go lovingly, and know that you are never alone on this journey. The universe is always with you, always for you, always responding to the love you are with even more love than you can possibly measure. This is the truth of who you are, and this is the foundation of every conversation you'll ever have with the divine source of all good things.